charge as six Galaxy look to hold on to that very, very defiant and strong home record. It's the Rockets right to left in that position here, and the seven-time champions looking to show South Africa one more time why we are the best of the best in the championship of blue in your man from left to right. Alongside me, we have Pitso Mosimane analysis.
Okay, welcome, everybody. It is a Watchalong. Welcome to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is Mokwena. I am your host, and this, of course, is the Watchalong of the game happening between TS Galaxy and Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, I always say about this game, if it had happened a few months ago, if it had happened when Coach Ramovic and Coach Rulani were at each other's throats, it would have been an incredible game. You know, it would have been a very driven game. But because that has calmed down a little bit, we didn't quite get El Presico as much as we should have. The press conference derby, as I like to call it, we didn't quite get it. But the two teams are here and out. A lot closer than they were at the time of the first fight. A lot closer. Mamelodi Sundowns, of course, is number one. 32 wins, 6 draws, no losses, 28 points, 51 goals scored, 9 goals conceded, for a grand total of 72 points. That is how many points Mamelodi Sundowns has. They have, of course, broken a standing record, which was 71 points. And they've got 2 games left, so they could make it 78 by the end of the season. And that'll be a new record. Well, they've already broken it, but that would be the new record for a 30-game season and actually encroach on some of the records for the teams when we still had 18 teams in the league. So that is very interesting to watch how that is going to pan out with Mamelodi Sundowns. In the last 5 games, they've won 4 and drawn 1. Their most recent win was against number 2 in the league, Stellenbosch, whom they beat 1-0. Similar to how they beat them in the Nedbank 2-1. So they're riding high. TS Galaxy, on the other hand, has gone up to 4th place. 4th place is where TS Galaxy is right now, which is incredible, seeing as where they were earlier on in the season was very far, very, very far from even thinking about 4th place. 4th place, of course, was a position that was held by Iskukune United. They decided that Coach Siema has breached a team policy, got rid of him, and they've been on the slide down. But we do have this game here in their last 5 games. They won their last game versus Orlando Pirates, which did Stellenbosch a huge favor. And then they've drawn the 3 and lost 1. Their last loss, funny enough, came against Mamelodi Sundowns, who beat them 3-0. So maybe there's a little bit of revenge, man, in this game for them wanting to get back at Mamelodi Sundowns for that loss. Now, in the last 5 games that these teams have played, Mamelodi Sundowns has won 3, and TS Galaxy has only won 2. There have been no draws. We do count that Nedbank win earlier in the season by TS Galaxy as a win, even though it did go 90 minutes 2-2. But their most recent result is the 3-0 loss that they suffered on the 29th of April this year. Okay, starting lineups. Williams is in goal for Mamelodi Sundowns. We have Mudau, Mudiba, Kutsie, Libusa. You have Mbule, Mkulise, Allende Matthews, and Nku. With Shalulile up front. That is starting lineup for Mamelodi Sundowns. And in TS Galaxy side, you have Ntwari in goal, Kabini Sanuka, Mahlangu, Sibilibili, Mvelase, Kibambata, Ditejane, Mahlangu, and Mujela. That is the starting lineup for ETS Galaxy. Okay. Very, very interesting to see how TS Galaxy plays this game. I think TS Galaxy is a team of 2 different styles. So their first style is going up the middle. Ditejane cuts inside. They played very centrally. Mujela drops in, becomes sort of like a 10. And then they play the ball together down there in the middle. Then, of course, you know, when you have Samir Nurkovic on your bench, there's only one football that you can play. Only one. And that is the helicopter football that he was famous for at Kaizer Chiefs. So they do have different ways to hurt teams. They do have different ways to go after teams. But I do think that central play is incredible. Tshwane, I can't believe that Tshwane was playing right back at Kaizer Chiefs development. So for those who don't know, Tshwane is the ball boy, the infamous ball boy from the ball boy incident that made them ball boys, that they complained that, guys, how can we be ball boys as under 18s, under 19s? Can't we get game time? Subsequently, he was released by the club, went on over to TS Galaxy, and he's found new life as an attacking player. He's a forward now. So you could maybe say Chiefs might have missed out on a very good player there. He was said to be one of the best players. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was the captain of the DDC side at the time. Libom Fundo has gone on to then play for FST Kaizer Chiefs. Will get some time. So he was the other ball boy, but you know, man, when Makshis are around you, when there's a lot of things being said about you, when you're in the news, when you look PR, teams will keep you. So that is very interesting. On the Mamelodi Sundowns side, a very interesting thing is that mokwena is back and kicking. He is sitting on the bench currently. Apparently, there is a contract dispute. Well, not a contract dispute. Mamelodi Sundowns apparently doesn't want to let him go, or they don't want to give him the proper contract. He does have 2 years on his contract left, if I'm not mistaken. So him and his agent are trying to get in early, capitalized on some of that, that AFCON buzz, capitalized on some of that good performances, those good performances that he's been showing in the CAF Champions League and in the AFL. So they have been seeking a new deal from Mamelodi Sundowns, but they haven't gotten to a proper number, if I can put it like that. So there's been a little bit of back and forth there with his agent Glyn Binkin and the team. Glyn Binkin coming out and saying that no, Sundowns hasn't come back to them for months, apparently, allegedly. We have to say allegedly because we don't know these things full out. But anyway, let's see how this game plays out. Now, Murau Mudibakutsia and Lebusa is an interesting back. It seems as though he's going for a little bit of solidity there at the back with Murau. It's probably going to break down to a 2, where Lebusa and I would say Murau are going to be the more disciplined players, and everybody else is going to push up. Oh, Nababo coach. Yeah, they were fighting back and forth. Hey, get out of my country. Told me to get out of my country. Yeah. Now they're standing next to each other, so maybe it looks a bit better. But usually, man, these teams play better when they're fighting Rulani, man. I remember Amazulu. They were at some point pushing each other, if I'm not mistaken, with here we go. Here comes the attack. Cross it, man. Relax. You had so much time. You could have come inside. Oh. You could have come inside, man. Okay, so Shalulile, in other news, Shalulile is 6 goals away from matching Usiabonga Pele Nomvete's record of all-time goal scorer in the PSL. He has 123 goals to Peter Shalulile's 117. So either way, I'd imagine that next season Shalulile is going to break that record. Number 3 is also an active player, Bradley Grobler. He's on 113 goals. So Shalulile will be looking to get as many goals as he can to get as close to that record as he can. Shalulile, a very prolific striker who he went off the boil for a little bit, man. He was struggling there for a little bit, but he's made his way back. So let's see how he plays there. What a beautiful pass, says Balube Kuto. Justice for Debo Mokwena. Well, it's 2 years. I think Sundowns is going, we're going to wait until you have a year on your left on your contract. But to be fair, to be honest, hey, when players must leave Sundowns and they're in their primes, it's a very tough thing to leave Sundowns. We saw it with Dolly, we saw it with Pesitao, Kesias Mailula. They had to kick up a lot of dust in order to be let go. So I don't know if it's the same situation with Mokwena. I don't even know if his age allows him. I don't know if his age allows him to be looking you know, for the next step overseas. There's been rumors of Ahly. There's been rumors of, is it Bournemouth or West Ham? There's been rumors that there's a lot of teams looking at him. So my thought is that they're just trying to cash in. Mamelodi Sundowns extended Williams. Oh, Allende. Guys, why isn't Allende being mentioned in Player of the Season? I know Malume Kutsu always makes that argument that Allende is actually the best player. Did my timer? Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My timer just decided to pause itself. Apologies. We're 10 minutes into this game. It hasn't been lively. There hasn't been anything that has happened as of yet. TS Galaxy has shown that they can get in behind Mamelodi Sundowns' defense. They've attacked them pretty directly in the first 10 minutes. So it looks like TS Galaxy wants to hurt Sundowns, but the only problem is that if you don't take your shot, you could wake up and it's a 3-0 game, like the last game out. So let's see if TS Galaxy can keep this up. I think when you play against Sundowns, you just have to be patient, man. You have to be patient and you have to take your chances. I like the fact that a couple more teams are starting to push players up. If you saw, excuse me. If you see like a Stellies play against Sundowns, if you see what this TS Galaxy side is doing, they're committing players forward. They've got 3-4 players in attacking positions when they go forward. And I think that's the key. I will say this for the 100th time. Mamelodi Sundowns' defense is suspect. And it's not suspect because they're not good. It's suspect because they leave two at the back. So if you can catch them properly on a break, you put the two under immense pressure, right? Like I said at the beginning of the game, you will see Libusa and you'll see Mudau being the more disciplined, staying back defenders, the guys who sit back and provide cover. But Umudiba goes. Kutsia plays more of an advanced role there in that midfield. CDM, as we call it, Nku takes a shot there. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game pans out. I still say target people. I don't know why PSL teams don't target people. Lebusa tends to be a little bit sloppy when you catch him off in transition, right? The midfield makes a lot of fouls, to the point that is being made here in the comments. They make a lot of fouls, right? But they're not called on it, and people don't go and attack them, right? So the moment you see Uraiman, somebody is a little bit too active, you go directly at them a few more times so that you can put the ref into a place where he has to make a decision, right? We know about Umudiba and his failure to drop back a lot, like to go and help defense. So we'll see. As I say, he actually goes and helps in defense. Commentator's kiss. Okay, let me see. Bule looks like he skips training. Yeah, the timer's off, guys. The timer's off. Apologies for that. 13 minutes into this game. I'll just keep updating you. Updating you straight up. Kutsia plays the libero role, a centre back that moves into midfield to add more numbers into mid. No, that's true. That is true. But if you look at it, what Kutsia has been struggling with since coming back is playing that role in full. So where Kutsia in the beginning of the season, when he was playing that role and he was fully fit before the injury, you could see that back three a lot more. I understand the libero concept, but the concept also means that you have to come back and be a centre back at some point. But if you watch some of the attacks, even in this game so far, a lot of them have come where Sundowns has a 2, right? And that is where you start doing things like, you ask PSL teams, do they look at these dynamics when they're playing versus Mamelodi Sundowns so that they can exploit some of the weaknesses? These are some of the weaknesses that Mamelodi Sundowns has, right? And I'm not saying that exploiting it is easy. That's not the point I'm making. I'm making the point that there are weaknesses within Sundowns. They tend to, at times, commit too many players forward. That's why they get caught in a back two a lot of the time. And Kutsia is not there because he's pushed forward, right? So, yeah, this is why I'm saying that it's interesting, but let's see what TS Galaxy has for Mamelodi Sundowns. Sundowns, again, playing their patient game. I think the biggest compliment you can pay to Mamelodi Sundowns, and I say this almost every time Mamelodi Sundowns is on, especially within the league, they don't blink. And what I mean by not blinking is that they don't rush. They tend to play their game until the openings happen, until the openings arrive. Oh, why are they pushing each other now? Look, the TS Galaxy players don't even know who they're talking to anymore. Who the tshwane did step on his hand, Nyana. They did step on his head, let's be honest. Hey man, just fighting like that. Anyway, as I was saying, they keep an even keel. They play their game. They play it up until somebody else makes a mistake. So if I was to define Mamelodi Sundowns' season and the way they've been playing this season, it's that they wait for you to act out of character. So they know that a lot of teams in the PSL don't have the type of positional discipline and the awareness that they can. Oh, there goes Marcelo Allende, yellow card, 16 minutes in. Oh, cameraman, there's Busso down there. There's Busso down there. Why would you? Anyway, they know that the teams are not going to be disciplined for 90 minutes. So if we just keep plugging away, it's either you're going to be overexcited and make a mistake, similar to what happened with iSupersport when they played them and beat them 2-0, or your defense is going to switch off at some point, or is going to be doing a king tibang there at the back and will be able to get something in. So it's incredible the amount of composure Mamelodi Sundowns has just in general, especially in the PSL. When they get into the Champions League, you question it a little bit. Like they tend to be a little bit more jittery. They tend to, make the odd tactical mistake or make the odd change or rush to make a change and stuff like that, right? But in the PSL, there's a reason why they're unbeaten. They're unbeaten in the league right now. Still, the thing is, some of the Sundowns players are not superior. Teams must take advantage. It's tough because Allende doesn't stay in DM, always roaming. Serge says a very direct style of play can kill Sundowns. Counter via the wing, exploit the two centre backs left. Danko! Thank you, Serge. That's exactly the thing. Mamelodi Sundowns usually on the left-hand side is. Hey, people used to make fun of me for this at the beginning of the season when I was speaking about it. Because Mudiba leaves, it makes whoever's playing next to him as the left centre back, it makes them have to be uncomfortable at times. So if you look at Libusa's positioning right now, if you catch a counter and you pull him to the wing, towards the wing, they tend to make a mistake. AB has a similar thing. AB tends to make, he struggles when they pull him out to the left-hand side of that defense, right? So that is where I would imagine teams would need to take advantage, but not many teams do because they're afraid. And you might say rightfully so. This is Mamelodi Sundowns, a lot of teams are just scared. Like, a lot of teams are just scared that they're going to catch a 5-1. I'm never going to escape that game. Yeah, so that is what I'm looking at here. Serge says, I feel like Sundowns recycles the ball too much. There's no breaking the pass in the middle. I think this is where mokwena becomes very important. I don't think the Mamelodi Sundowns players have the confidence to play up the middle, in the middle when mokwena is not there. And it's not because he's a ball player. It's because he cleans up. So if you've ever heard me describe Mamelodi Sundowns as midfield, in my eyes, I always say that you'll have your Kutsia push into midfield. He's usually either the first person to get the ball from Ronwen, or when he gets the ball, he plays it up, then he goes into midfield, and him and mokwena become bodyguards, if that makes sense. So they become bodyguards, and I mean it in the sense that they do the dirty work. They get the fouls. They stop the counters. They do all of that work to allow Abu Allende to be a little bit free. So when they're missing one of those guys, it means that Allende or someone else has to pick up that role. And up to this point, nobody does it that well. And because they're not there, you don't have the proper overload that Sundowns usually has when they have Allende and they have Kimang Kutsia is at the base, then they have Mokwena cleaning up, and Tshwane can come back and get the ball and play it, right? And it's actually something very interesting because I feel like the first and second teams at Sundowns play two different footballs. And I'm going to use second teams, but it's the secondary team that plays. They play two different footballs. So if you watch the ones where the starters are rested, like before, they don't play. They get the ball, they sort of bring the pitch closer. They come closer to each other. You know, FIFA when they say your width, and they bring it closer so that they can play those 1-2s, and it's deadly. The moment first team players start stepping in, if you notice, they tend to want to go wide, and they look for this whipped ball that hasn't worked. I don't think it's the strongest, but they look for this ball in between the defense and the goalkeeper, right? So I really do think it's two different footballs, but I do prefer the other one, not this one. I like the one where they go directly down the middle because I feel the technicians in the team can work with it, you know? They need more numbers behind the striker. Crossing isn't their suit. Malume Kutsa says Allende got that yellow card a bit too early, very early. Very early. Issue is that Puso also got the yellow card. Tshwane plays that role well. Puso could have gotten a pen. Yeah, but he decided to play something else. I foresee a huge fight in this match. This is war. We have the worst officiating. You can't convince me otherwise. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that. I don't know how much football everybody watches, but I'm not going to say we're the worst. We have our moments. Look at where Lubusa's gone. This wing play. And Serge, I understand you when you say this crossing thing is not working. My problem with the wing play is that they don't end up crossing. So a lot of the time, Mamelodi Sundowns will run up the wing, and then when they get to the point where you're meant to then cross the ball, they sort of come back. Oh, what a ball. Oh, what a ball. What a ball, but what reactions from Ronwen? Jeez, what reactions from Ronwen? Look at that. Oh, what a ball. What a ball. Oh, Puso. Why did Chiefs let this boy go? Why did Chiefs let this boy go? Credit to Williams for reading that. Credit to Williams for reading that. Yo, what a ball. Yes. Oh! Offside. Yeah, TS Galaxy is coming. TS Galaxy is coming. They put the ball into the back of the net. TS Galaxy is here. Yeah. I thought he had even messed it up by not playing the pass. When initially he got the ball in Velase, there was a player to the left of him that he could have played a pass to. But that shot was really good. That shot was really good. Okay, cheers, Galaxy. Percy says, wow, good game. But for Islander, it's relevant for the final. Pusa doesn't matter. That was a foul throw. Down need to change their style. Many numbers in midfield, but not many progressive passes through the mid. There aren't because everybody's so far away from each other. When I talk about this Sundowns, the way they set up here, right? There's two problems. Number one, you have three players that play on the defensive line of the other team. Three players. So it's three players waiting for some sort of cross, waiting for some sort of ball that will never come, right? So that means essentially you've minus three players. And the other part is that of those 3 players, 2 of them are technically good enough to drop back and add numbers when they're attacking. So now they're all waiting for the ball up top. So -3. Then the other problem is that wide, Moto is alone. Whoever's the winger or whatever will run all the way up, and 3 players are standing waiting for him to try to deliver across, even though he's got to play in front of him. But there's nobody coming in to be support, right? So this is why Sundowns adopted this play. I think it was 4 or 5 games before they played the final. They started doing this weird wide half crossing, half this type of game that I didn't understand. Even then, they had Ribeiro who was inside there, and he disappeared from the game because what's the point of having Ribeiro in the front 3 if he's not going to touch the ball and play those 1-2s and things that he loves playing? Tshwane also disappears, where everybody was saying Tshwane was playing badly. Tshwane disappears because, again, you are bypassing him. If you're going wide and playing these wide balls, it means whoever's meant to occupy these central spaces is not there. It's bypassed. That's why Aboswane were playing so badly, quote unquote. But TS Galaxy came to play, eh? Look at that. Look at that. No, watch the offline. Watch the offside. Wrong choice. You waited too long for that pass. You should have gone left, Mujela. This Galaxy mentality is amazing, says Percy. Williams, the player of the season, says Ta'in. The ADL says, I want more aggression from Sundowns. Lerato says, is this the same Galaxy that lost 3 the last time? Lerato, let them smile, man. Let them smile and have a good time. Oh. Sundowns don't do midfield runners though. Midfield is always at the edge of the box, striker isolated. That's what I'm saying. But then if you watch how they're going in, so instead of it, imagine this is the defense. This is the Sundowns striker. These are the 2 guys dropping back. Now they all do this, and they're all waiting for a ball in behind, right? Which is odd to me. It's a very odd setup. Okay, here we go. I think they're trying to change it now. Tabza says, Galaxy might surprise. Guys, surprise me. Surprise me with some likes. Surprise me with some gifts, please, guys. How? Rumelang the gift, guys. Rumelang. That was a fair tackle by Mbule, man. The follow-through was the issue. No ref. No ref. That shouldn't be a yellow. But in any case, now you see, Allen is on a yellow. Mbule is on a yellow. Go straight for them. Isolate them. Put Mbule into more situations like this, but our teams won't. Andy says, Williams. Flop is trying to play 2-5-3 in possession when there isn't much fluidity in passing. Just recycle. I wonder if the 2-5-3 was a 2-5-2-1. It was 2-5-2-1. But because of 2-5-3, you lose 4 players, 5 players in attack. Oh. Here's a chance to attack. Here's a chance for Mamelodi Sundowns. When you play the pass, follow him, Aubrey. Follow him, Aubrey. Follow him. So that he doesn't... Hey, okay. Hey. Libusa putting in a shift there. 29 minutes, guys. 29 minutes is still 0-0. Apologies for the timer. 29 minutes, it is still 0-0. Yeah, that shouldn't have been a yellow. But Timbule looks like a Chiefs player. Marawa khutso. If he plays his cards right, he could be a Chiefs player. You know, coming to the end of your Sundowns run, Chiefs always looks for those type of players. Maybe when he's a free agent, Sundowns Chiefs will pick him up. Hey, Mara. Maybe because Sundowns don't get punished, so they think it works. They need a reality check. You know what's crazy? This is the question that I was asking about Rulani earlier on. I think Rulani is an incredible coach. But do you think that sometimes a mixture of being stubborn and having to prove a point hurts him? And again, let me preface this, guys, by saying, I just want to start by saying, these are champagne problems, as I will always call them. Champagne problems. These is still an unbeaten Sundowns team. The conversations we're having right now are to whether Sundowns can be better, right? So I think he's got a bit of stubborn and a bit of prove myself to you type of thing in his game. So what happens is that, you know, when you're not challenged and all of that stuff, you start tinkering and you start almost keeping yourself busy by making all these different changes. Then you see that it's not working, but because you're also not being punished, as was said in the comments there by Serge, you then carry on doing those things. Think about Lodge and how he pressed for Lodge when Bosirino and those guys were available on the bench, for example, right? Again, champagne problems in the league. But that's where, you know, it becomes a little bit of a, look at where, is that Matthews? Look at where Matthews was lining up there. Is Matthews the type of player that you want to be playing on the shoulder of defenders? I don't think so. But in this setup, he ends up there. I think if Kaizer Chiefs get this TS Galaxy coach next season, we'll be competing at least. Are we just desperate, guys? Can we not be desperate, guys? Like, please, it feels like Kaizer Chiefs fans, we get gaslighted into everything. So we get gaslighted. It was Pitso. Oh, we want Pitso. Pitso's the one. We're going to take Pitso. He's the one that we want. Then they brought in, you know, they spoke about that guy from who used to coach Real Madrid and another one from Brazil. Hey, and then it's like, okay, Santos, Pedro Teluanda. Then they're like, TS Galaxy. And I think we're just at the point where we're just like, noma yini prior, noma yini. Noma nginikeza noma yini prior. Ekhona nje. Guys, I want to make the right decision. So I don't know about the TS Galaxy coach. I don't know. I don't think I am as enthusiastic as you guys would be if they were to hire him. I think there's a certain breed of coach that needs to take over at Chiefs. And I don't know if he's that person. Master GD says, I can't believe we bottled second place to Stellies. Ow. There's still time, guys. There's still one more game left. Stellies has also been bottling, beating you guys or getting further away from you guys. So, yeah, fun. Look at the three. That lines up there. Somebody, was that to... Was that Umku? Oh, Kimbule. Bule ran in, and again, you have that three, man. Hey, I don't know. Goals always come late. If teams are defensively switched on, they can beat them. How long can you be defensively switched on? The other question when you're playing in Mamelodi Sundowns is not necessarily how long you can be defensively switched on. The other question then becomes, when Mamelodi Sundowns start turning up the volume and you have decided that, you know, you've gotten to the point in the game where you're going to defend, you can look defensively sound for the whole game. But in those last few minutes, let's say the last 10, 15 minutes, if it is still 0-0 and Sundowns is pressing, they're hoping for a mistake. They're hoping for a defender to slip. They're hoping for somebody to lose their footing or lose their man momentarily. You know, they're hoping for players to start hoofing the ball out and trying to pace up, but like getting reckless. So can you be defensively sound in the last 10 to 15 minutes versus Mamelodi Sundowns that's pressing you? Or can you in turn be threatening? I think the big question when you play Mamelodi Sundowns is not necessarily whether you can beat them. It's how can you make them think? So if you look at TS Galaxy and the way TS Galaxy had started this game, ooh, shot there, nice shot. Like it or not, you have to think. So you have to think that the Tshwane and Mvelase are going to try catch you on the counter. No, the Tshwane and Mjela are going to try catch you on the counter. So that makes you think, okay, fine, I can't commit all my players forward. I need to at least have 3 players at the back, right? Which means that when I make my substitutions, I can't go gung-ho and have 7, 8 attacking players on the pitch at the same time, all attacking. I have to keep in mind, like when Sundowns plays Pirates, you guys will see it in the final. When Sundowns plays Pirates, Rulani has to come into the game and think about Mfukeng. Mfukeng doesn't need to be effective. Mfukeng doesn't need to score a goal. He doesn't need to do all of that stuff. But for the mere fact that there's a credible threat on the pitch, the way you play has to change. So you won't see Sundowns going for a late flurry on Pirates because they understand that one mistake, Tito's free, he gives it to Mfukeng or whoever in transition, Mabasa's there, Pirates is fast, they hit you, right? But when he plays against other teams, it's, oh, okay, you guys are just going to sit there and let us hit you over and over and over again until something breaks. You guys are not going to attack us. You're not going to do anything to us. You're just going to, you know, sit back. Follow me, my teammates again. The whole game, right? So that's what you need to look at. Last 15 minutes of a game versus Mamelodi Sundowns. 37 minutes in, guys. We're still 0-0. Yo, but does it? There's no need for inverting in the PSL. Play direct 4-3-3 and punish. Chiefs are baking before gathering ingredients. Sort out the management structure top to bottom, says Serge. Veli says, we Sundowns are like Man City this season. We're better than the rest. Not good enough, though. You could argue that you're better than Man City. Or that at least Man City had some competition. Nyana. By the 4th game, the Tembisa branch will want him out. Yeah? Nimkipa by the 4th game. Hey, Pele, you guys don't play, man. Ah. Did you really let him head? Ah. Or was it offside? No, it can't be offside. It can't be offside. Wait, did he let him go? What happened there? Yo, okay. Chiefs are run by emotions, not logic, says Serge. Will Sundowns win? Yeah, I think Chess Galaxy is retreating. The only problem I have with Sid Ramovic, to be honest with you, is there'll come a time, but my 60th minute, where he's going to want to bring in Unakovic, and he's going to break. He's going to put Mujela, Tshwane, Velase. They're not going to be as effective when Nurkovic gets onto the pitch because Nurkovic needs a certain type of ball. That's the only problem with him. He'll see this working and he'll decide 62nd minute, just go, you know what, guys? It's time for Nurkovic to come in, and that'll, yeah, they slowed down the game too much. Abo Mujela dropped back too far, and then they kind of lose the game. If you look at what happened versus Kaizer Chiefs, that is pretty much what happened there. Sibilibili doing well so far. Yep. Sundowns concede many chances. Teams just need structure. you find a CM on the wing. What is that? Besides structure, I think it's decision making that kills the PSL more than anything else. It's decision making. So for some reason in the PSL, when PSL players arrive in the final third, I can say they want to play some weird passes, or they want to shoot when nobody's there, or the decision to make a pass goes the one way even though there's someone open on the other side. Like, yeah, decision making in the PSL is just poor. Sundowns formation confuses players roll over the pitch. They're all over the pitch. How many times did Nku lose the ball, guys? Oh, what's this GT? Saling will play against Downs. Says Malume Kuto. Oh. Play the 1-2. Play the 1-2. Melase was making a run. Lyrical Pope says golden trophy. I wonder if DSTV is going to give them a golden trophy. Actually, they should get one. I mean, invincible is invincible. But it's too short, says Balube Kutsu. Eventually, this counter-attacking will tire them out. Exactly, ADL. That's what I'm saying. Teams play well against Sundowns for 60 minutes before they get tired. But it also doesn't mean you have to change the whole way you're going to play. Because that's what Ramovic usually does. Decision-making is created in development through habits. That's true, Lyrical Pope. And look, when you speak about habits and decision-making, I think a lot of the time what we lack is the knowledge of the other things you can do as a player. So, for example, if I'm a striker, what we tend to do in South Africa is that we take our talented strikers. Hey, Lentonia Kor. Hey, Lentonia Shisa Lapa. He scored 10 goals, right? And when you watch the boy, he scores the same ball, basically, over and over again. He scores the same ball. He makes the same run, right? So when it comes time for him to do something different because that run is closed, they don't have the rest of the knowledge to know where to go. And you see it, you know, when you listen to older players. I love watching interviews of older players. I love watching interviews of, if you watch different sports like the NBA and the NFL, the way those guys break down the game and the way Abu Henry break down the game and stuff like that, it tells you that at some point they were pulled aside and somebody said, okay, boy, it defender, my meso, you can make this type of run. When they're running like this, there's that run was that Villa used to like, where he goes in between defenders and all of that stuff. We don't get taught that part of the game. We lean so much on natural ability that we don't teach the rest of the things that you need to know. Hey, I'm a center back. How do center backs position? How do you move a guy? How do you guys counter this? How do you do that? How do you do that? It may not be something that you know. So you may be naturally gifted at one-on-one finishing or making a specific run. But do we give you the knowledge of everything else you can do so that when you get into that decision, it's things you know and you've done. Yes, sometimes I feel like our players don't train like that. Like our players don't train like, you know, they don't have somebody who's telling them that, my guy, make a run like this. When you get the ball, like I would love to have our Benny McCarthy and guys who have done it at a high level come in and show you, okay, when you get the ball here, or when the midfield is progressing the ball here and the defense is sitting like this, here's a little trick that you can do. Here's a little this that you can do. We lack those things. We lack those things. Anyway, PSL teams don't have plan Bs and Cs. It's one way and one way only. That's why you can predict it. Sometimes you get the sense that PSL teams don't understand their players. 44 minutes in, it is still 0-0. Mamelodi Sundowns is looking much better now towards the end. I think TS Galaxy has taken the decision in their heads that they need to now start defending. or they're waiting for halftime, which is a very dangerous thing to do versus Sundowns. It's a critical phase. Coaching license terms. It's a critical phase. So this is when teams tend to concede because they've decided that hey, we've still got time. We've still got time. Coach Rulani is still speaking about that penalty shout. Coaches don't play to players' strengths. Players are shoehorned into areas where they don't fit. Uncle Sedge, we don't have proper position coaches. Head coaches have the ego to not accept help. I also think teams. The biggest problem with SA football is that we believe that coaches have to do everything. The coach must coach every player individually. The coach must scout players. The coach must go and find players. The coach must hire a technical director. The coach. Using a stupid example, maybe a bad example, but Ten Hag understands that, my guy, there's too much going on for me to be everything to everyone. Let's bring in Benny to take care of the strikers. You know, most of the teams that side have a couple of first team coaches that take care of the nitty gritty every day. A lot of the teams have proper technical directors who take care of things like signings and stuff where the coach is consulted, but it's not necessarily up to them to go and do all of those moves. I think the problem is that we put so much emphasis on coaches in SA, and then we're surprised that these people are human and there's things that they don't see on the pitch and there's things that they can't coach. If I was a defender my whole life, I can't coach a striker. You know? Do you trust Eric Tinkler, for example, coaching striking? Anyway, it is halftime right now, guys. It is halftime. I apologize again for the timer issues that we had. As you know, this is an interactive show. So at halftime, I'm going to let in 6 people right now, and we're going to speak about what we saw in this first half. And then I'll check the likes just now. Oh, we've only got 3.4. If we can get to 10,000, 15,000 likes, I keep it open for the second half, and everybody gets to jump in, give their 1 minute thoughts about their game, what they think about the game. If you're watching me on YouTube, just know that you have to join me now live while I'm on TikTok in order for you to join my panels and add your voice to the show here live. Those who are on TikTok right now, you have to be following me. If you're following me, there's a button at the bottom of your screen that says multi-guest that has popped up. It's got a blue figure with a pink figure hugging. Click on that one, request, and let's have a conversation about what we've seen in this first half. So let's see who is in the queue. And feel free to jump in, guys. Anybody can jump in. 15,000 likes. I keep it open. 20,000 likes is the goal. Thank you, Sedge. Okay, let me ask Pratabo. Pratabo, welcome to the show. How are you? How are you, my brother? Welcome.
How was it?
Sharp. We won a game, Tabo.
No. Very nice game. Enjoyable. This is the type of game where I can spend my money and go watch. So very entertaining. So as for TS Galaxy, I can see they're trying to prove a point here. You know what? This thing can be done. And Sundowns, they are playing their Sundowns way. So yeah, it's a very, very nice game to watch.
Do you think that TS Galaxy can keep this up for the whole game?
No ways. 70 they'll be tired, and then once I'm batting Matlanguva, then it's finished. It's done.
Mara, let's have Nekovic. Let's have piano.
No. Nukovic is a striker. This game is in the middle. That's where the game is.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's nothing they can do. One of that goal they got here offside, that was their only chance, I think, Lauren. It was very, very close.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I'm
I
gonna,
know.
I'm gonna come
Not
back.
to win.
I'm gonna come back, but let me get everybody in. Kuma, welcome to the show, my
Sure.
brother. How are you?
Thank you. And George, I've been saying I'm a Sundowns supporter. Never ask me how I'm doing. I'm always happy. Unless they CAF. That's when you can ask me how I'm doing.
Okay.
Right now, how are you doing? Are you well? How are you doing?
Me, I'm very well, Kubo. Me, I'm very well. My stresses have left me. My stresses are 8th place. They're not doing anything that side. Kubo, tell me about this first half. What did you think of the game so far?
Okay, Boragore, this game is like a grudge match. When we say it's a grudge match, we make it seem like we guys are rivals, which we are not. So one thing about TX Galaxy, Hashem, kudos to them for trying so hard to be going toe-to-toe with Sundowns, even though it's impossible. They're playing this game is like it's a cup game, like when they score 2 early games from our mistakes, we got a red card. But unfortunately, it's not the same scenario. It's a league cup. I mean, it's a redundant league. You won't get penalties because that's how you're gonna win against Sundowns. With TX Galaxy. You're struggling, man. And as a result, Shifa Mudibale is always being called out of play. So that is why most of their attacks are Kamo Nku and Mudiba's side. One Ashifa chameleon football Kalweva, Ashifa Bumukulise, Kono Kavarabo, Rivaldo Gutier in positions and ran almost the entire field. Ali one. So sharp, Sefedi Spitzer Paraffin is at TX Galaxy. Now Sundowns on so who the big boys are because this Tum Yavona. And what I thought from our play, although we were both keeping a high line in terms of like high pressing, Mara ball play arena, it was too rushed. Man, I thought we made mistakes excessively that we could have easily passed like our natural game. And also going forward, you always want to pass to each other if you come more boxing.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to see shots, find the man, make one stick somehow, even though we want sometimes the perfect goal. In some matches, I get hey man, just try your luck and see what happens. And of course, we were robbed the penalty. An agent of the won't agree because that guy didn't touch the ball.
Yeah.
There was a penalty, but anyway, Rea Areta, because if you complain, they're gonna call us names, because you know how these other 15 teams always gang up on us.
Okay. I want to come back, Kubo. Butlari, welcome to the show. How are you? Butlari, are you with me? Okay, I'm going to skip Butlari for now. Let me go to Agent. Agent, my brother. Are you taking a break from work, my guy?
Hi, I can for Sundowns, Anything for Sundowns.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, let me let Butlari come in.
Yeah, let's
Let me
go
let
with Butlari. Butlari, what did you think of this game?
I think the game is too fast. I don't think the game is being played like how it should be. I think it's just too much of an emotional game. The players are playing to prove a point for the coaches. And for me, look, Sundowns are playing Alexis and they're trying to play a very fast game. I personally feel like Sundowns will try to slow down the game and play with their pace, not the TS Galaxy pace. Because if you can look at the game, it's extremely fast. It's attack after attack, but with no end product because everyone is just running throughout the field. So I wish like Sundowns, Bo Allen, the chef, the master chef, to just hold the ball, make the ball, like play the Sundowns way. Be slow, take your time, penetrate slowly. Do not just go too aggressive. It's so much of an aggressive game that anything can happen, and the players are playing for the coaches to prove a point for, I don't know, but It's a good game after all. I think are the games that we want to see. Big up to Nukovic for making a rivalry between Sundowns and TX Galaxy that is non-existent. But other than that, I'm enjoying
Oh,
the
no,
game.
movie.
That's all I can say.
But then the pace of this game, doesn't it play into Mamelodi Sundowns' hands? Because I don't think TS Galaxy is going to be able to keep it up for the whole game. And if there's a team that we can trust going the long haul, it would be Mamelodi Sundowns. So is this not playing into the hands of Sundowns?
Honestly, it does play in the hands of Sundowns. But that's when you start seeing that in the 70th minutes towards the last 20 minutes, that's when you'll see Tex Galaxy will be tired. They won't be making the same extreme runs like they're doing now. You won't be able to follow Matthews wherever he's going. So in the long run, but right now, look, it will cause unnecessary injuries towards the end of the season, guys.
Okay.
For me, it's a good game. They're playing into Sundowns' hands.
Okay.
But if Sundowns, they will want to play the same fast game as well. They will concede because you have seen the chances that TS Galaxy is creating, even though they're not as dangerous. But you know how football is. One small chance, it's all done. So for me, so far so good for Sundowns, but I wish Sundowns could slow down the game and play their own way. I feel like that's the only way Sundowns can win the game.
Okay. Hey, we started working on what's in the background. Agent.
Hey, madam.
Agent, are you with me?
I'm still with you, eh? But like, is everything okay at home, eh?
man,
Your
no,
songs,
honestly.
man, eh?
Tell me, Agent, what do you think about this game?
You know how I feel about emotional games in general. I hate games where you become emotional for anything,
Yeah.
And sometimes I understand that these emotions, like CAF understood these emotions to it. I can understand the connotations to it, but I don't understand the emotions in this game. Why are we emotional? Is I don't get how off-field issues come to in-field issue, especially if it's between two coaches. It will be very interesting to hear the pre-match talk from Rulani, what he said to the boys, because the other one, I don't care about him, So I think it's the emotion of it. So we end up not playing our football, because we are extremely fast. We are playing Orlando Paris football, what did Dan say? Spitfire football, something to that effect.
Yeah.
And it will never work in our favor. Like it won't, because we are naturally slow building team. So we need to go back to that building. And again, we denied a clear penalty. Clear penalty. I'm looking at it now. I don't know how Abute Bill is going to convince me that it's not a penalty, but it's a penalty. I'll wait for him, but I'm not convinced this is a penalty. But you're not there. But I'm impressed quickly by Sebelebele. What a player. And Umbata, he doesn't look his age. And then talking about people who don't look their age. I wonder how old is Nku, 27. Okay, he's still a youngster. Because it's with youngsters you expect this kind of inconsistencies. So he can give you a 10 out of 10 and then all of a sudden give you a 5 out of 10 because he's playing more or less like a Maseko now. He's going out wide, Sebele takes the ball back and passes the ball, So I'm not impressed by him today, but like I said, he's a youngster at 27. I'll forgive him, but otherwise impressed with the game, good game, but I'm just not impressed with the emotions in the game. Yeah.
Okay. Malume Kuto,
Mr. OT,
how are you, Malume Kuto?
I representing TS Galaxy. If you can't beat them, join them. Sila,
What's very tramle when?
up the Rockets.
What do you think of this first half?
Mandevere namuhla, Mandevere. They are playing like pirates. Bayabamatha, bakutla bamatha. Yeah, you're kitchen, Mr. OT. However, man, there's something that has been bothering me for the longest time.
Okay.
And if the rule has changed, I need to get it, or they need to nip it in the bud because it's getting out of hand. Motaung plays with black tights.
Oh, you mean okay?
At first, I thought maybe it's a supportive equipment. That's why the hamstring that I don't know. I've been looking at it for the longest time. But now I'm noticing Libusa also wears black tights that protrude the shorts. And then I noticed Williams also wears black tights, and your tights must match your shorts. So clearly, like and if check, they must nip it in the bud. And the players, if players would see about somehow they look the other way, they must not put the refs under unnecessary pressure. Kogana times. Niegeni izinto ezisinaki. Kogani khale right. Niegeni ukuthi abo ref bele bakhuza into ezidoma. You understand? It's unfair on the refs. You have to deal with that. If let me not go into other things, but I'm just saying it's just purely unnecessary into yenzakalayo. Kogani kahle. If inyanga yenu inyanga ifuna black tights, khulumani nayo ukuthi we need to wear blue. Hayi lento yenzakala la manje Mr.
For those who don't know, Malume Kuto is our Esnobo, he's our tshwane.
No,
Namusha ngize the king.
Ngize as a rocket namusha. And Upuso quite disappointing with such a good player.
Yeah.
But I think mentally, you can see that not so long ago he was a ball boy. He's really consumed. He's really trying to get a red card. But I saw something and I was debating this thing today with some other guys that Upuso deserved a red card if Ulunga deserved a red card.
Okay.
If we're going to punish referees for not giving certain yellow cards because they are managing the game, it's really unfair that this ref will get away with not punishing Upuso. You get what I mean? Because Puso also pulled a player who was in a position of promising attack. So EPSL must not set a precedent as Ovashula with Manjaba punishable referee for not giving a yellow card to a player who already has a yellow card. Sometimes we gain management in the con. So I just wanted to comment on that because I've been following that case with why would they suspend a ref for not giving, not even a red, but a yellow card? Unless if he is a repeating offender, then I would understand. But I think it was unfair. And Upuso needs to get a talking to. And I actually think a Nurkovic would help later on, contrary to popular belief, when they get a chance to move Uskomota to the side. And
so then on that point, Malume Kuto, last time he did something similar, it seemed as though TS Galaxy sort of fell apart towards the end of the game. Is it wise to change how they've approached this game by bringing on a Nekovic? I'm saying last time he did something like this, his team sort of fell apart when he made the Nekovic change. Mujela went missing a little bit. He didn't know where to run to. Is it something you should do in this game versus Mamelodi Sundowns? Is it wise?
Mr. Uti, players by a culture, Mr. Uti. You know what I mean? And sometimes they don't execute instructions accordingly. So you might try something and it doesn't work. Like, for example, the Sundowns versus Esperance. Thought that the tactics were bad. It's the execution that didn't work well. But when you look at the plan, it makes sense. So if Abunurkovic are able to execute the plan properly, then I really don't see a problem. Mr. Uti. I really think it would work for them to later on introduce Nurkovic, even though Alan Dina was saying about it. And I just wanted to comment and ask you, Mr. OT.
Yes.
If your tactics rely on players and they change drastically when certain players are not there, are you really coaching?
Malume Kuto, let me go to Utaendi. Welcome.
Mr. OT, Mr. Hey! Mr. OT, Mr. OT.
You see, Tandy, you jump on and then my TikTok starts doing weird things, but it's fine. How did you see that first half, Tandy?
Hey, we nearly scored. Hey, what's happening up? Hey, don't do much. Come on, John. I Mr. Ultima, this game, man. I'm not enjoying this game, my brother, man. I'm not. This game, there's really nothing. I agree with Agent, but we are playing Orlando Pirates way, man. We are rush. Everything is rush. And again, this game is emotional. These players are full of emotions. I mean, they're trying to fight the rulani's fight or something. Yeah, don't know what's happening. So for me, man, I'm not enjoying this game. I think this game must just end and focus on Pirates game. Let's just play draw. Because I don't understand why should. And another thing, Unku, man, Unku is trying to do a lot of things, man. He's trying to take players on, and this guy is tied on him. I can picture so beautiful, man. And all these balls are going to him, and he's just messing up all the balls.
Yeah.
So for me, I think he must just play one touch, two touch, have free space, but make it ball. Because now he's running with the ball, trying to take players on, and it doesn't work. I'm not even sure about learning ball and take out Kuba. I said it. I think he must a shifty position and I don't know. What happened here?
How Tandy?
I'm watching.
Okay. Let me do this. Guys, 15,000 likes. I keep it open. Everybody can come in. We can have 1 or 2 minutes where we just speak about it. The second half has started. 2 changes have been made by Coach Rulani. Mabue and Vala have come onto the pitch for Allende and Umbule. Allende, it makes sense. He's got a yellow card. He got it very early, 16th minute. And then Umbule, maybe just not up to speed. What's interesting is that he's made a defensive sub, bringing in Umvala, which is very interesting. I don't know if that means they're going to go to a back 3, maybe make Kutsi an out-and-out defensive mid, and get ready for Nurkovic, get ready to be a little bit more physical, because you do have 3 proper defenders now there on the pitch. Or maybe he's going to take the place of Umudau, and Mudau will be allowed to push up and cause havoc on the right-hand side. Let's see how this one plays out. Guys, 15,000 likes. Just tap. Guys, it's free. Tap on the screen. That's all you need to do. Tap the screen and we get to 15,000 likes. It helps with ranking and all of those things. And please, I only see 2 gifts. 2 roses, Nyana from Malume Kuzo. Kupari gift, guys. Oh, Kupari gift. Here's my reading of the first half. Typical game that you play versus Mamelodi Sundowns, and a lot of these teams play versus Mamelodi Sundowns. They come in and they push. They come in and for the first 20, 30 minutes, you see some really good, they're playing out of their skins. The problem is that you can't maintain that for a full match, right? Or up to this point, I think maybe Cape Town City has been the team closest to maintaining it up to the for a full game. Pirates can maybe maintain it up for a full game because that is their natural way of playing. But what tends to happen is that these teams start retreating more and more into themselves, and then Mamelodi Sundowns gets their chances. I think, like I've been saying, the left-hand side of Mamelodi Sundowns' defense is usually the weak point, because whoever is playing on that side is not as fluid as, say, a Mudau. But also, if you can pull the center back out to the left, you put them in a situation where they'll get a yellow card. Vala getting a yellow card right now. You just came on for a player with Heva Nomvala. So that left-hand side is usually an issue, owing to the fact that Umudiba is more of a progressive attacking player. You push him up a lot more, and that makes that center back that's next to him uncomfortable. It should make them uncomfortable. So that is where you pull them out and make things tough there. But we'll see how the second half pans out. We'll see how they play in the second half. Guys, 15,000 likes. 15,000 likes. It's open. Everybody gets to jump back in, and we have conversations about what we are seeing over here. Is that a red card? I don't think so. I don't think it's a red card. If I'm being 100% honest. TS Galaxy getting a free kick. Lindo, how are you? I know you're mid-game, but I wanted to get your take on the first half. What do you think? How do you think it went?
To be honest with you, I only have 3 words, OT. Spelele, Blessa, Mkhulise. Ah, what a player.
Yeah.
OT for the day, man, I'm enough. To be honest with you, I don't have a lot to say, Fandag.
Okay.
Ngicela ubhekelele control yale muntu. Ngicela ubhekelele muntu in the consolidation phase, in the second phase of the pitch. Okay, in the final third, it can always get better. Maybe that's where you can criticize him and say he can improve. But to be honest with you, Mkhulise Blessa, to be honest with you, what a player. Yeah. I think, to be honest with you, we don't need to sign another midfielder, in my opinion, next season.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, when OT, a very emotional game, a very physical game.
Can TS Galaxy keep it up?
I think
can
both
they keep it up? And secondly, this wide play, man. I feel like you guys like isolating your players on the wing. I don't know why.
No, you know why? That's the reason why we are actually inverting Umudiba, to be honest with you. Remember, OT, the reason why we are inverting Umudiba, as you can see now, we are actually trying to bring the midfielder, we're trying to bring the winger inside. You understand? Already by us doing that, it's a -1. So always we are looking for Matthews, as you can see right now. Matthews is playing 1v1 with a fullback. That's what we want. You understand? Yeah. So in those situations, that's the easiest way to break a low block. But Mara too open, yes. We are very open, eh?
Oh.
We look very, very open. We look very, but to be honest with you, that's one of the things. But I think that's a very good plan from Usit Ramovic. I think him and his technical team, they come up with a very good plan. They can actually realize, I think they are capitalizing on the left side of the defense in Mamelodi Sundowns. I think Coach Rulani, as you can see, he brought in an extra defender because he actually realized that we actually need an extra layer an extra number in defense because we look too open, man, to be honest with you. But this is almost like a national team back five, actually. So there's a lot of experience there. I'm expecting us to deal better with these counter-attacks.
No, Lindo, let me let you get back into the game. I know, man, you need to focus.
All right.
Sharp. Thanks.
Yeah, sharp, OT. Sharp.
Okay, let's see. 14,000, we're almost there. The left-hand side. Guys, I tell you guys about these things a lot. The left-hand side of that defense is an issue. And also bringing in Umvala to the right and pushing Umudiba a little bit further wide resulted in a yellow card. TS Galaxy look like they're going to try push that. Whoa, Ronwen. They've committed too many people forward. This is what the issue is with Mamelodi Sundowns right now. They're way too open, and Mbala has a yellow card. I would go directly at Mbala, me personally. Kumo.
One follow Sakapil was in my score prediction. I go blame. I go blame. I get I get to write like on our panel. I like at this store, see what. Like how many of you guys notice the tights are our players? Only Mulo, level and most level muting store. Guys, can't make in 20 like one fail. Amara, Kaiwan Hashem.
Yellow card.
My brother, why you told that every family you've got that one as in all half a. She found a cousin, Williams, what to me like the shenanigans. Like I'm hoping for 2 goals. and relaxed because Mvala can give you the most phenomenal performance, and he can do his magic. Like Kalwani. If it's not a red card, he might give the other team a goal. But other than that, I don't know Mufang the benefit of the doubt because of Kalasaka. But then again, after getting a yellow card, he tends to lose confidence. I hope in this game it doesn't happen.
And then finally, Kumo, what's your score?
And once I lose confidence, yeah. I'm working on an Hail Mary or a one not win for us. Once Nick using in this team will never win. Against us. Like Nekovic, Captain now these teams I don't keep track. Nekovic ki coach or a striker. I confuse the two.
Striker.
Ogu Chiefs only. Apollo Chiefs. And the same striker like Afro Chiefs. Like Otlo Kawata Sundowns so young. Mara George, what are your questions sometimes? Oh, Nyaga flavor, Nyaga space, it's Brawaga. Mara, maybe that's why Mvala is in like his link here, he's tall. Maybe that's Rulani's thinking. And yeah, so you never know. I want to at least see he's 2 steps ahead. Now I get to be to good things, Galats. I'm telling you to from Coach or even their chairman, Harry Sandy called. Sharp.
Sharp, Kubo. Oh man. Yeah, so I feel a little bit vindicated because I told you guys that the big thing that you need to do versus Sundowns is just prove that you can be a threat. I think making that Mbule change to bring in Umbala, taking out Alenda, obviously with the yellow card as well, I think that signaled that hey, maybe we just need to be a little bit more defensively solid. I don't know if Mbala read the proper book there because he's already got a yellow card. And a lot of the Sundowns players are doing things that I don't understand and are leaving them open. If you saw that attack that ETS Galaxy had where they crossed the ball in and just couldn't put it down and Puse put it into Williams' hands, Libusa had pushed into midfield. And Mudiba was covering, which is already risky because we know how Mudiba is in defense one-on-one. I don't know where Ulibusa was going there. Unfortunately, again, TS Galaxy decision-making is not their strongest suit up front. They're fast, they play very well in the build-up, but when it comes down to the actual last move, that's where they lose it. And if there's one thing about when you're playing versus Mamelodi Sundowns in these type of high-strung emotional games, 70th minute, if you haven't done the business, you will get punished. If you haven't done the business there, Vala, you're on a yellow already. Vala, you're on a yellow already. Calm down. Imagine getting a red card here. Calm down. I would send Mujela to Mvala every chance that I get. I would tell him, you just have to go to this man. Just cause enough doubt in the ref. Cause enough doubt for something to happen there. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Malume Kutso, and thank you to Kumo for the gifts. Finally. Oh, man. Defensively, they're actually really good, TS Galaxy. Defensively, they're actually really good. They've been doing the business. Oh, this Bilibili is going to be signed by someone. Oh, kitchen sink. Now kitchen sink. 60th minute. He's made 2 subs already. We have Mapena and Mayema getting ready to come onto the pitch right now. So I think this is the acceleration. This is the acceleration. This is where they press the accelerator, and this is where we see whether your defensive king, your defensive nous, your defensive nous is going to be tested. Nku coming off for Umayema and Matthews. Oh, interesting. So, with Mapena coming in for Matthews, you'd imagine that Mapena's going to be a lot closer. I don't think he's going to play wing. Maema also is not necessarily comfortable up there, but he does play. He could play well in the narrow front three. So, get Maema. Am I getting them mixed up here? Guys, what's happening here? Billy is having a good game. They're just going to play as auxiliary wingers. I don't know. I think he's going to bring them inside, eh? I think he's going to try to bring them inside. What is... Guys, Mamelodi Sundowns defensively is doing a lot right now. You see how far Motaung was? It's been a good game by TS Galaxy, not gonna lie. But you can't start clapping hands 62nd minute. You have to leave it open so that somebody can come back here. It's still a very long time, 28 minutes, probably 35, 32 minutes. Look, they're hoofing the ball. Hey, the last thing you want to see is tibang football from the 60th minute. There's no way. They're not going to be able to do this for the whole game. That Tuvala change was very interesting. I thought they would have gone to a straight back three, but it seems as though Motaung has been pushed up even further and sort of inverting. So they still have that two at the back, which means that the same weakness is still there, especially now knowing that Umvala has a yellow card. I'm telling you, I would take any opportunity to go directly at Umvala in this game. You just need 3 or 4 more occurrences for you to then have the ref start questioning whether I need to give this man a second yellow card. Sundowns with 12 fouls. Let's see. Oh, set piece opportunity over. The header over from Umvala. 63 minutes in, guys. Just add 45 to whatever my timer says, and you'll have the time that the match is on right now. Apologies for the first half. We just had a bit of a technical issue there. Look at them. They're even playing the ball out from the back. That was soft, Puso. That was soft. But milk it, boy, milk it. These are the dark cards. This is how you get yellow cards and red cards in games. I like the fact that TS Galaxy hasn't backed down. By now, most of the teams that we normally watch when they play Mamelodi Sundowns, they'd already be in defensive formations. They'd have 2 backs of 4. They'd be sitting in a low block formation, you know. I like that TS Galaxy is actually going for it. And I think it goes back to a point that we've spoken about a lot on the show, and that I've made on the show a lot. I really do think that everybody thinks going at Sundowns is pound for pound. That you have to be doing pound for pound football when you're going for Sundowns. That you can't be positive and take your chances and maybe be smart about it, but be positive. I dislike PSL teams when they play versus Sundowns because they're negative. You can be in a low block and still be dangerous. You can be in a defensive formation and still be dangerous, right? But most of them just sit back and watch them. So it's good to see Abotia's Galaxy standing up, you know? Request, guys, request. It's open. We got to the 15,000 like mark, so it is open. You can jump in and give me your thoughts about the game. We are 65 minutes into this game. Iron Don says, true. Is it going to be a draw? I want to say yes, but I also know that Sundowns is capable of a last-minute maza. You know, so I don't want to come out and say draw. I'm not sure. Corner to Mamelodi Sundowns. Let's see if they can get a set piece opportunity. They haven't been fluid at all in the second half. I think they ended the first half very strong, but in the second half, nothing has been building there. Nothing has been building there. And I do really think it comes down to the way that they play these games. Mamelodi Sundowns and this wide thing, I think it's being too smart for your own good. You know, I think if Mamelodi Sundowns it could be as simple as, guys, put the ball down, come closer together. We're all technical enough to play the ball through. I don't know if this is the low block thing, or I don't know if this is the type of place to come in. Guys, keep tapping the screen. I know we got to the max, to the goal, but just tap the screen a bit more. Ramovic tends to lose games here. Like, one of these times, this is when he tends to lose games. Sundowns, you've got way too many ball players to not have anybody coming to the ball. Yeah, Kulindo did speak about Mkhulisi. He's taking a lot of responsibility here. Iron Dome says, that Galaxy coach wants to prove a point. He does. Remember, they got into that fight, that public that back and forth. So maybe he's just wanting to prove that point. And also, he beat Mamelodi Sundowns in the Nedbank Cup. So maybe he's just trying to, put a pin on it. Shy Pirates this weekend, now we're going up against Sundowns and we're giving them a tough time and possibly could beat them. That would be quite the statement. I don't know what his stock is right now, but his stock would go all the way up if he was able to beat Mamelodi Sundowns and end the streak. That would be insane. Will it happen? I don't know. Many teams have tried. 51 games in a row. Yo. That is incredible. How's that? Why is your hand up? What's going on? Guys, can people request? Like, are you able to request? Tabs are saying Chess Galaxy is really giving them a tough one. Tough versus Mamelodi Sundowns doesn't matter. Yeah. Nazo. Funny enough, you see these little scuffles and fights that are happening here. It's what fuels the lesser teams, the smaller teams. It's what fuels them. If I was Sundowns, I wouldn't engage as much, to be honest with you, because you might just give them an unintended second wind. And then now you're facing a team that is now angry. The adrenaline is up. Tabza was Kukune, how are you?
Hola, hola, grand, goed man.
I'm on tabs. Game. What are your thoughts about this game?
Gosh, what a tough game. What a tough game. And it goes without doubt to say this is one of the toughest games for Sundowns this season. I mean, even if you remember the game that they played against Chess Galaxy in the Kalim Cup, the time they were knocked out, they gave them a tough game. So it goes without doubt this is one of the toughest games for Sundowns this season.
But do you think that Chess Galaxy can see out this game? 20 minutes is a long time.
It can, because if you check, I think even Lindo really clarified it very well. Sometimes it's too much open in terms of their defense. They are very, very open. If Galaxy put in Osam Brnokovic, I think they might win the game.
Yeah. Okay, and then in terms of Mamelodi Sundowns, they haven't looked as good as they usually look. They haven't been combining, especially now in the second half. They've been struggling a little bit. What's happening there at Sundowns for them to be so off today?
I cannot say much about Sundowns, but then I don't know, man. I don't know what's the problem, but then this is one of their worst games, probably. Because even if you check the defense, there's no communication, there's nothing. Look at what's happening right now.
No, Tabza.
So
I want to ask you about your coach. What do you think about your coach? But it's fine.
Good man.
I wanted to ask you what's happening with your coach.
Yeah. Well, it's tough on that one. It's well tough on that one because he has been given a special leave, and we know in football there's nothing called a special leave. And I think even at every company, when they suspend you, they cannot say return the company's property. So that means they have already fired Coach Siema.
Are you sad at any point, Kawari Kimo Siema had you guys at number 4?
It's really sad. Even on my side, I'm heartbroken about this thing as Siema because if you check Siema is at position 14 and he took it from position 40 to position 4. So I think Siema is one of the great coach. I don't want to lie. So I'm head and I think next season if they don't get Siema back, we're gonna fight for relegation. You're gonna fight for relegation.
Hi, Tabza. Let me let you go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Guys, it is.
So see you after the game.
Chap. The Siama situation sucks, man. I think he's very underrated in the league, especially this season. If it wasn't for all of these things, the Rulani having an incredible season, I would have maybe tried to make an argument for a coach like Usiema. Had Polokwane City, I think 5th, left. Arrived as Kukune, had them at 4th. Very, very underrated coach, that one. But anyway. Tabo says man of the match is Velase. I don't know. Sibilibili has been incredible this game. Velase has played, don't get me wrong, but Sibilibili has been very, very good. I feel like Sundowns, man. I guess they're experimenting again. I don't know. But I don't know if the people who are on the pitch understand what roles they're meant to be playing right now. I think a lot of them were brought in for energy's sake. But when you look at the actual play and the build-up, you can't have that many attacking players on the pitch and can't find any of them. Oh, side netting. Hey, that counter. That Chess Galaxy counter. Jeez, man. Like Oshatanyan, Chess Galaxy. But they're brave. They're being extremely brave. Did Williams get a touch? It almost looked like Williams got a touch. OT, this is not our normal starting 11. Give them a break, Nyana. Malume Kuto. I mean, not Malume Kuto. Kumo, we can't say that. We know the standard of Sundowns. Even with that, it's still 0-0. It's not like they're being played off the park right now, but it's interesting. I don't know, man. And Rulani was complaining about time. Oh, cross it! Cross it!
Bafana, man. Oh, what?
You? What a miss. What a miss. What a miss. What a miss. You didn't have to do the second step over. You didn't have to do the second step over. Nigezi Paula shoot. Oh! Oh my word. Here I was worrying about Mamelodi Sundowns turning up the volume. And TS Galaxy turned up the volume.
Ziyakhala and Zigu loudspeaker and I couldn't do it off. I don't couldn't do it off. Ziyakhala ke manje. Ziyakhala ke manje.
You know, it's the second time Puso's gotten a similar chance. Second time, almost similar position. The first time he tried to curl it into the top left corner. Who? Oh, now you guys want to jump on. Now you guys want to jump on. It's 1-0. TS Galaxy is coming. Still some time though. There's still some time. There's a good 12 minutes left, 15 minutes. They could do something. Low block doesn't work. I want guys, you guys will respect me when I tell you that low block, you guys are afraid for nothing. Too much afraid. Malume Kuto.
Yo.
There's still time.
Yo, Lakala!
There's still time.
I'm Mr. OT. That's it. I'm criminal agent in Sayominia. Hi. Kapela.
Let me go to agent. Agent. Yeah.
When you become as emotional as this, you concede. It's a simple principle.
Yeah.
It's a very, very simple principle. You know, once you become desperate, you concede. What happened? It's the same goal that you conceded against Esperance, where we got so desperate and we pushed up the pitch and the team catches on a counter. It was long time coming. I don't get how you make this game look like a final as a Sundowns team. You come into this game, they may play like a final, but you play it like any other league game. You are relaxed. It is nil. There's no need to throw in the kitchen sink.
That's why I was gonna ask you, was the subs the reason? Because I feel like the subs were brought in as if it's 80th minute and tactics have gone away and you're just throwing everybody. Is that maybe something that happened here?
Yeah, it was basically throwing in the kitchen sink. Why are you throwing in the kitchen sink? You know, but let me not say much because I don't see us scoring. Oh, sorry, we'll score. I was told not to say anything in the or something, but I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful because of the way we've been playing. It has not been convincing. I doubt that will change because we're too emotional in this game. And when emotional, you can't think proper.
Well, Galaxy is about to learn that lesson because I feel like they're very emotional right now and they're going to be caught out. But we'll see. Let me go to Kanapi. Kanapi, how are you? Welcome.
Hey, I'm good, my man. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me about this game.
You know, from the beginning of the game, when I saw the Sundowns lineup, I was not quite happy. You know, and as for Rulani, I think he just went for this game for draw. Check how Sundowns are not stable on the ball position, and how Galaxy are pressing on Sundowns.
Yeah.
There is something, man. I don't feel we're gonna win this game.
Okay.
Really, I don't think we're gonna win it. I mean, I'm surprised why he substitute like now. The substitutes are not right now. But let's hope for the best.
But you guys are pushing now. Sundowns is pushing. Maybe they can get something. While TS Galaxy is celebrating.
Sundowns, they will be comfortable on the ball. And they just wait for that moment. I don't see that team now. I don't see how they played. Let's compare previous match. Yeah.
Okay. No.
It's not about that.
Kanapi, thank you so much. Let me bring in Ushambe. ASAP Shambe.
Ziyakhala-ke manje.
Ziyakhala.
Ziyakhala impela. Grootman's team is assembling a very good team, and I like what's going on at TS Galaxy. And I hope the coach stays. I hope it's a long-term project. Very disappointed with the complacency from Sundowns, especially at the back, and the passing has also been poor today. TS has put a lot of pressure. They played a lot of psychological games, and you can see there's some folding happening in Sundowns. I expected a bit more, considering that they used to these type of tactics with North African teams, with TP Mazembe and such. So I wasn't expecting this type of reaction. I wasn't expecting them to fold like this, but it is what it is. We've won the league. It's fine. Disappointed. I don't think we're going to score. We haven't really posed much of a threat going forward, for me personally. But it happens. You can see they've zoned out mentally.
Is there a chance for a comeback? Because in as much as we say Mamelodi Sundowns has been complacent, it's one thing to get one goal up versus Sundowns, and we saw how hard they were celebrating. Can that destabilize the team as well?
I think this game means more to TS than it does to Sundowns. Going back to that point you just made. Wow.
I told you.
Wow.
I told you.
Wow.
I told you guys. I told you. TS Galaxy is going to concede.
Wow. But yeah, going back to me, I think this game meant more to Galaxy than it did to Sundowns. And you can see by the way they were celebrating that goal. To them, the speaker would say, that's the final match then. But it's disappointing because teams only play like this against Sundowns and then they're going to go lose against Richards Bay. So it's like, But yeah, no, Shaluli at least finding his boots again. Hopefully next season he comes back a bit stronger.
Okay, guys, I've told you guys for what the point I was trying to make to you guys was getting overexcited is also something that can make you get the ball. I made a simple comment earlier on where I said, can you live with Mamelodi Sundowns when they turn up the volume? And I feel like where Sid Ramovic lost this lead that he had, react quickly, because you know that this team is going to come at you. There's no shame in parking the bus at this point. He still had 3 players up. He still had an advanced midfield, knowing that Sundowns is going to come gung-ho at you in the last minutes. They lost their focus. Agent?
Oti, both coaches are not thinking. This is the problem with this.
Yes.
Both teams, they're thinking with their heart more than their brains at this point.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I hate about this game. I think I want this game to finish, you know? Because they're both thinking with their heart and not their head, you know?
Yeah.
Right now, Sundowns, Galas is going to say push up.
Yeah.
And Galas might catch us on a counter game. You know, when I said the emotions of Sundowns have killed it, he said, Tess Galaski will concede also because they're also emotional also. And they did exactly that, because why are you continuing to attack when you can defend? And even if you defend and concede last minute, if a good end point, why risk it? It's again the question of why throw in the kitchen sink when it's not necessary. You have got the lead. Why?
Mara Agent, these are not higher grade principles. These are just the basic things we all know. If you've ever taken a lead late, whether you played PSL football or you played a grounding in J for fun, the first thing we always say is calm down, and let's just try see out the next 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
That's the problem. They're not thinking. You know, when you're thinking with your heart, you know, logic goes out of the window. You know? So this is one of the most horrible games that I've ever watched in a very long time. I don't want to lie to you, you know.
Okay. Let me bring in Malume Kutso. Malume Kutso, uminza wa minya, how tlogela they scored?
Mr. Uti. And when Sundowns scored, you know what I was typing? Sundowns can actually win this game. Before I even sent it, Ladla Parat. Ladla Parat. Send 18 yenu. Send 18 yenu. And moments before that, you broke 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Versus one defender. Suddenly you drop to. It's even worse. It's even more open. They're chasing it now. You can be one-on-one, no Ronald Williams 50 times now. What do you choose to do? Pack the pass. Mara, I asked them up there again. But this shows what's in life. My emotions are not coward, Mr. Uti.
Look.
I know my pain.
You rushed it.
Respectfully.
Let me not see it.
I am a pain. And you know what? I've been going at this poll the whole game, Mr. Uti, from Manyama Group. If Jelly Shabane was suspended for not giving a second yellow, what about this ref?
There's been a couple here.
There's been a couple, Mr. They've set a wrong precedent. They've set a wrong precedent. He hasn't given a second yellow to Mudiba now. He hasn't given a second yellow to Upusu. What happens to him now? Do we see him come back, or and Mr. Uti, it's literally impossible to he's a penalty referee because next Ronald Williams was 20 yellow card and then up on Sipola for a long time. For more than an an honest mistake where he doesn't suit 6 minutes child, 6 seconds child. You give him a second yellow because you're gonna get suspended. You're gonna get suspended if you don't give the second yellow. So they don't have to take this road that they've gone down. By lifting a suspension like before PSL football in hot waters. And the players, they will know. They will be in this year. They will be in this year. Why don't you suspend them? The ref will be reminded with a Red. We will finish games with 9 games. 9 players on the other side and 7 players on the other side.
Okay. Malume Kutso. Let me bring in Kumo. Kumo.
I'm George. Did you know I'm a baker?
You're a baker?
Yeah, I serve humble pies. It's my speciality. Suddenly was typing and saying something is gonna score. Little compella. What did it? I don't see Patukadi no more. Are Sundowns wouldn't score? I don't know. I don't want to say anything bad about Sundowns. What did it? But all in all, George, let this give me fun entertaining. Entertaining is even though it's like a tricky. But man, this is the real piece very easy. It's emotive. It's a proper game. I don't know, like even when we're losing, I wasn't hurt because now it's a that rubber match. We won the league. We secured record points. The only thing that I was gonna be mad at, Ore wasn't gonna be the first team to go invincible. That was the only thing in Boraga thing. But did you see how the coach was celebrating the first one?
Yeah.
Bolana can't blame him because of like his reacting on how the coach did. Because why he Ore had he had lost the game. The whole week Moteng.
But Kuma, isn't that part of the problem? That instead of running into the fans and hugging them, maybe you should have taken some seconds or a minute or something to just say, okay, gents, I'm going to make a change like this. You guys, can you please calm down? Now we're watching your coach in the stands hugging people ka 70th minute.
George, it's the little things that make you happy. I mean, like, this team has never won a proper trophy in a while. So beating Sundowns fits like the ultimate. Modi Lassie, Chiefs nearly God of honor to 10 people to own a 90,000 seater. Koro, you have to create your own happiness. Barry, you are allowed for your own happiness, so no one else can make you happy. I want to give a oh my guy. I'm just happy. Nke ba re hatella di batho ba ko Nazarena ba ko Mpumalanga ba ko Orlando no, it's fine. Sharp.
Okay. Let me bring it to Teaser. What a game. Teaser. Let me see if I can help with Teaser. Come on. Okay, so I'll come back to Teaser. Malums?
OT.
Hey, Malums.
The champagne is back on ice, OT. I've seen gamers in South Africa where the champagne was about to be popped and the champagne went back on ice. It's a good game. It's a good game, OT. And I'm enjoying every minute of it. And this is what you've been talking about the whole time. You say, give it to Sundowns. See if they can take it. But I think the mistake that the Galaxy is making now, they after the game, they went and defended. You cannot defend against a Sundowns when you are leading. So I think overall it was a good game. It is what we expected to take Galaxy. The anomaly keeps continuing, but OT, a very good game. I'm very, very, very glad and happy about the results. And as I said again, the champagne is back on ice. It is now almost for certain that the first invincible team in South Africa come this weekend will be Mamelodi Sundowns.
Okay, hey, let me not ask you anything. Let me not ask you anything else. Let me bring in Umtakababa Velile.
Both.
Yazi ulphethe yazi bakunikeza ukudla ukuphethe ukubhekile.
kanti kweMzansi kunjani? Abantwana babakorile akumelanga ba-celebrate.
That's not my issue ngale game.
Awu nawe uyayifakaza.
No, that's not my issue. Ukuthi ngiyakuzwa ukucelebrate, but there's a time and a place.
Nanoma ngabe uphumile estadium awujiya ngaphandle kwehothini ku-right ukorile ukuthi ujabulile.
That's
Athole
what
ukuthi uphalo
oh, and then
bayalwa phela.
bayalwa.
Bayalwa.
Naye bamtshela ukuthi get out of my country. Anyway,
but so far, what a beautiful game, man. What a beautiful game whereby both teams came out to play, even though the play was at stages, because it takes Galaxy, there were sometimes whereby I was playing a low block, and then before Bazokora, there was that 5 minutes in the whereby they just went crazy. So, and in most cases, it exposes. Do you know sometimes if you don't have armor winger, like left and right back wingers, Umudao is good at defending. And that's why you see most of them, the crosses, they were coming from the right hand side, beside Gamodi.
Yeah.
Of which he's only good at attacking, but when it comes to defending, if Umonyane angeke aye phambili, then which means akanamsebenzi ground because he won't defend anything because that's his weakest point.
Yeah.
In most cases. So
yeah.
It shows sometimes abantu abayi-study the game, they see ukuthi kuMudawo ngeke udlule. That one, you make no mistake. But ngapha ku-left, imbobo ihlale khona because that's not his strongest point. His strongest point is going forward. But decide like a level. Also to support agent. Bangathi ngempayisa isikele ngoba bazule mina. Bamjikela phela labantu sensitive la. To support agent. Sundowns has already won the league. So as this country matches like this, you don't need to go to Uber. You just need to relax. The grammar player unnecessary. There was no need for that. You relax. You don't need to go all out. You just relax, play a normal game. Bafana mokwena, let them have minutes. Because let them have minutes. Relax, touch the ball, go there. Basically, is that something that I imagine. No, they've already won the league, but this was a beautiful game. If only team could have played like this from the first round, maybe we would have had a competition. But this because they choose to do certain things, and then Buckhead wins Ogunya the last time, then that's why people let Santa telling us in that. But if only we could watch matches like this from Mrs. Nikal, teams coming out in each other, this low block, so that people can even enjoy their game and wait for him. Then this league will be beautiful and will be interesting. But
angithi mina mangitshela abantu ukuthi go at Sundowns, but mina hey, think it's pound what but it's fine. It's fine. It's just thing by
but sometimes if umdlalo obamnandi, this match you will think like it's a card game. There's something to play for, out of which there's nothing. There's nothing to play for in this match. But it was so competitive in such a way that semi-final or there's final or there's like number 1, number 2. No. This seems like it there's nothing is happening there.
Okay. Hey, really?
Okay, bro.
Let me go to Junior Palanto. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me about this game, Junior.
Oh, I think it goes back to the grudge that was that had. Sorry, let me disconnect.
No, you're still on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, I think image today be Mnandi. I think it goes back to Ikrachi behavior abu coach. I think everything was implemented with the game. We saw how TS Galaxy was pressing, was being aggressive towards the Sundowns, which was good for them. I mean, drop back to their own half and press the Sundowns. And then as soon as they win the ball, they capitalize on that transitional play, counter-attack. I mean, that's how they got their goal, which was a good thing for them, no coach, to implement the strategy that he used today. I think we have to give credit to ETS Galaxy. He played very good football. Sibelebele, oh wow. Wow. Sibelebele was outstanding today. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think of the emotions of the game? Do you think that maybe it got to ETS Galaxy a little bit?
I think it was part and parcel of the game. I think that was implemented by the coach.
Okay.
I think they had a point to prove somehow with how they were playing. I mean, you saw how aggressive they were on the first half. They were literally winning every ball with aggressiveness.
Okay. Junior, for time's sake, let me bring in Kolani. I don't know what's happening. I think Junior is just a little disconnected there. Guys, can you please mute when you come in? So that we can just give whoever's speaking a chance. Kolani, ngiceleke game, Bram.
Baba Mokwena. Ngiqale ngithi nje khutho ure nywa 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 bona bari nywa nywa. Mr. Were you not entertained? Were you not entertained?
Let me play it.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you were here?
Ngeke ngisho. For a good game of football to happen, kumele kube khona ama-team awu-2 that willing to play, and then kube khona no referee ozokwenza into right with OT. OT kusave isikhathi nje because Ushalulile has been struggling, but I think he can make us fall consecutively. So abantu they don't give him credit, but right now Mr. Otsu, I'm emotional. Angazi ngibona abantu bejabulela igoli elilodwa umdlalo ongakapheli ukuthi it was a Nedbank final. Okunye nokunye Mr. Otsu we-game like angeke ngikwazi ukuthi ngikudissect. Sezokubona ngolunye usuku uthi angibonge.
Okay. We're going to speak about the game tomorrow, guys. So if you have not followed, please follow. The show is on at 7 p.m. Monday to Thursday. Let me go to Ubongi. Bongi, tell me about this game. Welcome.
Mr. OT and everyone.
Welcome, boy. Tell me. Exciting game.
Very exciting game, OT. Very exciting, but I must say I'm very much disappointed with the tension that Chiefs Galaxy show from the beginning of the game, and it went on, and in the second half, Mamelodi Sundowns has to respond into the tension, and you can tell that if Chiefs Galaxy focused on playing football, leave the tension, they were going to get Sundowns today. But unfortunately, even Sundowns shows that why are they champions? I mean, the questions that have been asked from Rulani today, he answered those questions second half. And it was a beautiful game, final before the final. That's all I can say. But I'm still saying, if TS Galaxy focus on the game, leave the tension away, they were going to get Sundowns today, because Sundowns were uncomfortable at the back, and they were always caught back pegging. So I think that was a strength of TS Galaxy, which I believe if they focus on that and only strengthen on the middle field, because that's where you can hold Sundowns, they were going to get something out of Sundowns today. But unfortunately, Sundowns, as it is Sundowns, they've shown after they've considered the goal, they didn't change the way they're playing. They didn't rush things off. They were so patient, and that's why they got the goal. So,
no, Bogi, thank you so much. I want you back tomorrow when we're going to break down this game properly. Né? Let me bring in Butlare. Butlare?
Yeah, I'll do.
Well, man, how are you?
Hi, man. Now I'm excited. What a game.
What a game! But I did say that this game it's not played using objectives. It was played using much emotions, and that I did say. That's why it was the best game.
No,
Okay,
there we go.
what
There we
about
go.
now?
Yeah, you're fine now.
Yeah, I was saying the game was not played tactically, but was played through emotions, and you could tell by the first goal by Etienne Alexa, the coach wanted it, and for him, I think he just wanted to speak bad on the media about Rulani, but we're not there. With the game, it was an exciting game. I think too much emotions, but the game was up there, and this is what we always said, me and you. Go pound to pound with Sundowns. You'll force Sundowns to make mistakes. You'll force Sundowns to play uncomfortably so. And I did say earlier that if Sundowns continue playing in TX Galaxy's hand, TX Galaxy will score. Unfortunately, they missed the first chance and they scored the other one. So they would have been 2-0 up if they converted certain chances. The only thing Sundowns had to do, slow down the game. Just slow down the game. Play it according to your strength. Don't play in their hands too fast. It seemed like all the players were playing. Basically, it was about the coaches fighting using the players. So you will tell that the coaches are fighting. They want to use the players. But other than that, good game. Big up to Usiad. I think he improved TX Galaxy so much. The players, they are fighting for him. It's a good thing to see. And my last thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know how Chiefs is. One good game, one good season, I wouldn't be surprised if Seed will go to Kaizer Chiefs. I wouldn't be surprised. Already there's links with Kaizer Chiefs, and you could tell that the coach really admires Kaizer Chiefs. So anything could happen. But other than that, good game. I'm glad Sundowns equalized. I don't like the coach per se because of things that he takes to the media, but he's a good coach. That's all I can say. I'm glad Sundowns equalized so that we can avoid the noise pollution from TX Galaxy's coach. Other than that, big up to him, man.
Okay. Thank you, Vutlari. Let me bring in Percy. Percy, welcome to the show. How are you? Percy, are you with me?
Yes, my brother, how are you?
I'm good. Tell me about this game, Percy.
Yeah, good game from TS Galaxy, Mamelodi Sundowns. But ngiyabezwa Obutare, ngiyabezwa they saying this game was played emotionally. But this is the only way you can win against Sundowns, playing with emotion, using whatever happened between the coach to win games. This is the only way to win against the champions 7 times in a row. This is the only way. You cannot win them and say you will press, you play them on their faces, but the only way to win is to use emotions from the first minute to the last minute. And last time I came here to the show, I said it seems like I slowly catching up now. And I said, look at TS Galaxy, they are playing good football. And this is the results. And trust me, if the coach stays here at TS Galaxy, we're going to watch Mamelodi Sundowns against TS Galaxy. It's going to be a derby. So it was a good game. I had fun, but this is the only way we can win against Sundowns. Playing them in front of them, pressing them, no, it won't work. But using emotions against their players, they hate when you use emotions against them. That's where they hate. They don't want that. So good game. We had fun, but the Rulani is panicking. Second half, 2 subs. After 5 minutes, another 2 subs. No use of those 2 subs. So he's panicking. So we had a fun game.
Okay. No, Percy, thank you so much. Let me bring Lucas. Cass Sundowns, how are you?
I was saying, Oti.
Hey, look, Sentanyani. Tell me,
Ah,
what did you think?
mix, my friend, mix.
What did you think of the game, my brother?
Hey, a game of emotions indeed. There is something I've noticed about this game overall. Today, Sundowns wasn't Sundowns that we all know and love. We were not playing the kind of football that we usually play on a normal day. There were two emotions involved. You could see even with the players, the way they were playing, the cards. It was too aggressive in a sense, but overall entertaining though. And because of these emotions, Rulani Mokwena, to be more precise, for me, I think this is one of Rulani's weak points. If you can just put him in his emotions, he forgets his tactics. He would want to use his emotions instead of tactics, of which tactics is Sundowns' way or their strong suit. When they play, they have to play with tactics. They have to have their way going forward. They have to have their way defensive. But today, we were not seeing all that. They were just rushing play. And because of that first goal, the goal that they scored TS Galaxy, it brought back some sense into the players of Sundowns.
Yeah.
You could see after that goal, the dynamics of the game changed overall. It changed everything. They knew that now it was not only about Rulani now, it was also about the team overall at stake. Even though it wasn't about points, we are already done with the league, but it was going to be something after this game if we would have lost. So I think Rulani has to deal with these emotions because most of the coaches now want to use that against him. I believe Azokaro stories after stories just to put him in his emotions. And with a team like Pagania or those who are good at attacking, they would destroy us with these emotions involved.
Okay. No, Kes, we're going to break it down properly tomorrow on the show. So please come back tomorrow. Agent, you wanted a last bite of the pie?
Yeah, more so that I wouldn't be able to join you tomorrow. I have to respond. But I think I'm glad that at least it's a consensus, at least among the Betway gang, that it wasn't a good game. From a Sundowns point of view, it wasn't a good game at all, And the previous speaker said something that, raised an eyebrow for me, that me and you have kept saying that is pressure Rulani's weakness. It looks like when he's under pressure, something goes amiss in his brain, And my brother Lundugu was saying he is human, though even with your UEFA Pro license, you're still human, So which begs the question, what differentiates between you and Omega Mamila, Do the qualifications have emotional intelligence on top of it? Because sometimes you need emotional intelligence in a game. And I think Rulani is lacking that, and sometimes maybe it's a reflection of his age, his true age, that he is still an upcoming coach who is still wet behind the ears. So he'll always be ruled at some point by emotions, But it was a good game for neutrals, but as a Sundowns fan, it wasn't a good game.
Before we move off to that point, how much of it is that, how do I put it? How much of it is that he doesn't get placed into pressure situations a lot? So whereas I look at a Pitso, I'm sure Pitso has had a relegation fight or close to relegation pressure. I'm sure he's had different type of pressures. Whereas Rulani, by and large, he's been in a situation where he's been winning. And I know we'll point to Pirates and Cheaper, but I don't know how much that counts. 90%, 95% of your season is spent without pressure. Is it shocking that when the pressure truly turns on, we see how you haven't been put in those spaces a lot? I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
No, true. It's exactly what happened in CAF also, that we barely get games where we are massively under pressure and we have to win while under pressure. Because it's easy to win when you're not that under massive pressure, but when under massive pressure is a different ball game, able to can you hear me?
I can hear you. Carry on. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, it's a different kind of pressure when you're under pressure, massive pressure. So I think maybe it's that side of emotions being exposed. It's like that kid that you see on boarding school from a rich family, because he's so much used to being given it on the platter. When it's that time for him to wash the dishes, he struggles a bit. But again, for me, the problem with this game is it was too emotional, and I don't think we should play like this. And again, the goal that we consider again is the same goal that we consider against Experience. So we push up a bit, and we get, like I said, why do we have to push or throw in this the kitchen sink at that point where now all of us are in that 11 and one counter we are gone. So I'm not impressed by this game. I'm glad we got a point. I'm happy, but I don't want this point to overshadow or to mask over what this game truly was. It was a personal battle between two grown boys who I feel like they should be given the ring to sort that things out and also that things on the players.
Okay. No, Agent, thank you. Let me go to PK. PK, welcome.
Thank you, OT. How's it?
Not right, man. I watched a very nice game on a Tuesday night. Tell me, what did you think of the game today?
What a good display of game. More overall, I believe that Sundowns is doing well. I don't want to be biased on this game and try to not praise the improvement of Galaxy. Galaxy came well prepared. They studied the game. Remember, we have played them and we won 3-0. And they got time to analyze how we play, and they saw against Stellenbosch. If you honestly looked at the game today, it was similar to what Stellenbosch did. We are doing a low block. We are going through the channel of left back, and we know that Mudiba is slow in turnings, in doing what. Then we will press there. With Muda, we can't do that, but on the left hand side we can do that. When we are attacking, then we know with pace we can press them. But I just want to warn players to say it will be good for next season to do this. We will humble a lot of teams, mainly because Sundowns doesn't have that long range shooter like Mokwena. I can tell you, if Mokwena was here in the beginning of the game, we could have had these people. And that has been the strategy. We are not a crossing team. We don't cross. We don't win through the sideways. But in the middle filter, through the shots of Mokwena, the least when you expect a shot, he is able to take a shot. And I think that's what team miss. Unless you are willing to do what you are doing, like what Tias did for the whole 90 minutes, which is slightly impossible. But I don't want, again, for us to ignore the fact that this game was personal in its personality. I don't know why sometimes we tend to glorify certain things that are against Mamelodi Sundowns. I don't know if Rulani was behaving like this towards this guy. Will be a same story that we are telling. It was so unprofessional. I watched how Tias kicked the players, honestly. And I don't want to complain about the referee. I don't want to complain about a denied penalty. Yes, we are a team, and we will lose at some point. But let us be fair in the game. Don't politicize football. This guy have politicized football. It is personal to a level of disrespecting even the team. I don't know what is it that is gonna achieve, and I don't know what is. And I don't know what is it that we gonna is trying to achieve. And if Rulani was a white coach, we will appreciate him. And these are the issues. These are the issues in South Africa's football, how we approach football, and we should be accepting certain things. Because this guy, he's from outside. He have a different view and philosophy. We have to accept it, even if it's political. He just politicized this thing, and he made it so personal, unnecessary. It was a lot of emotions. They could have won these guys. They could have broken their record today. But because you can see they were doing it for the coach, for personal reasons, they could have finished this game very nicely.
and that could have been a good way of displaying football. Honestly, I will stay with Rulani, guys. Rulani played very well, and it's fine. We are
Fine.
still continuing with our invisibility. We shall never be seen how we're gonna win these games. Thank you, OT. We shall
For time's sake, thank you. Thank you so much, PK. Lindo, welcome to the show again. How did you feel about the game?
Shapunja no tia tiam.
Man, you're right. Hey, what a game. Well, entertaining.
I'm fitanya, that's not cut. We don't have time. To be honest with you, Aluta continua, the struggle continues, OT.
Yeah.
I don't want to say much. I think football is a game of emotions. To be honest with you, I think I spoke about it today when we were shooting like a build-up in Nedbank Cup final. I said I would hate to praise Usid on camera because of how he's disrespected the club, and looking at how he celebrated today after that goal. To be honest with you, Rulani has said something that's very important. I know I'm a football and an expert, and I need to be very careful with the controversy at times myself. But to be honest with you, Coach Rulani has said three things: that I am young, I am black, and I never played professional football. And those are my three disadvantages. Are you still with me?
No, I got you.
So looking at today's what happened today in the incident of the game, I'm looking at a coach that is very disrespectful. I'm looking at a coach that is undermining not just a young South African coach, but is disrespecting a big institution like Mamelodi Sundowns. I think what Coach Rulani has done for this country and for South African football is incredible. For a young coach like him to achieve what he's achieved, he's going in and invincible. I think everyone that grew up in Soweto right now would share my sentiments to say we know where this man comes from. Some of us can't be fooled. You cannot fool us. That come from Europe and come into Rulani used to coach Triple S. There's a team of busy Triple S, like Aslam, busy Black Poison. Understand? Like Orlando East, like enough I to watch him at a very young age when he started his coaching career, even before Ayago Silver Stars, Nago Platinum Stars. So most of us, Soweto is a very big location. I think more than 4 million people still live there. So I think most of us will tell you that it's a very special and close story to us. That's why even now I'm emotional to see him, even Ushalulile scoring that goal. To be honest with you, and OT just touched my heart because with even us as development coaches in this country, you know, we are inspired by that man that leads Mamelodi Sundowns. He's done incredible. I think Aiki level as a coach in this country. He arrived to Silver Stars, a coach under 19. Steve Kompela, Ambona Yenza, he transition training. And he was amazed because some of those players scored something like 19 goals to 21 goals in that drill. In that drill, there was Abu Dino Ndlovu, the South African striker, and to be honest with you, Steve Kompela took him in as an assistant coach. Went to Mamelodi Sundowns, got in there as an assistant coach. Won came Motsepe ngabo Mkhulise nabo Pesitau, and went on to become a Mamelodi Sundowns assistant coach with Pitso. Went to Orlando. So you know the history. But what I'm trying to say to you is, this man has worked very hard to become the coach that he is. I'm not here to defend him because people are saying that ever since he gave me a hug and he called me very special, I've got a relationship with him. But to be honest with you, this comes from, I'm speaking for a lot of coaches here in this country, that even from a young age, we all knew that this guy is going to be special. But moving on to the game on our OT, to be honest, there's a lot of criticism that can come into our game today. I think we were very open. Today, I think we were very, very open. So we pull out OT now, but we were very open today. I think that's the only criticism. I think there's a little bit of arrogance also from the technical team by also using one centre back in a high pressure game like that. Obviously, there's so many emotions in the game. I think they made the right decision by bringing Umvala, which is a bully there at the back. But Oprim Diva, I don't think it's also a good idea to also invert and hybrid a centre back. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
I think you need to take one option. I think we were very arrogant by doing both.
Yeah.
I think we should have done one. And then moving into our midfield, I think losing Allende was a very big mistake because it gives us a lot of control in midfield. I think Olisibanku today was a little bit off. Matthews was off. I think we needed the creativity, Lodge, no, Mshishi Vandag. But to be honest with you, great game from Mushibe Lebele. Great game from the I don't know. Kamala, but it's very good to see. I think he's one of the best defenders in the league. Their goalkeeper is top. Yeah, Umvelas. I think he had a top game, Umvelas. And that's even I'm looking at it here. Umvelas, Ushibelebele, even this boy, Uputso. That's why when I was OT, sometimes in football you need a little bit of arrogance, to be honest with you. Looking at this boy, Uputso the Jetan or whatever the case may be. I think he's an incredible footballer. You know, I think he's top. I think he's top notch. You know.
For time's sake,
great game of football, but very emotional game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, saying for time's sake, I'm just gonna have to jump in there. Just give me your last one there. We're gonna break it down properly tomorrow.
Okay, no, not a problem then.
Okay. No, Lindo, thank you so much. Yo, guys, I'm looking at the time. We're gonna probably break it down tomorrow. This is all I want to say. I think this game shows a couple of things. Number one, you don't necessarily have to go pound for pound with Sundowns, but if you are positive and if you are willing to take some risks and be a little bit brave, you can find the weaknesses in Sundowns. I think a lot of teams just go, it's invincible, this team is too good, and then they don't play any football. But this game showed us that there are weaknesses you can exploit. The sad part is that these coaches start thinking, these players start playing when it's a big event, a derby, it's a big event, or if people are angry and they have underlying issues that they're bringing into this game. I would love to see teams like TS Galaxy play like that every single other game without needing outside motivation for them to give a game. I said last time with Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates, we now know, when we watch the derby, we now know, Gucci, there's something that you guys can play. But you guys don't wake up for any other game unless it's important. And now we're seeing it here because two coaches are beefing. Their teams have inherited the beef, and you see it play out on the pitch, and you see them want to run harder, play harder, do more. Why not do it just every day? And lastly, I think this is good for Sundowns. I think Sundowns was being brought into the traditions of the league and the culture of the league, and they were complacent and their foot was on off the pedal. Like, you know, when you're driving and you fall asleep, there's those things on the right side of the road that wake you up, that are meant to wake you up, right? That rub your tires. This was that for Sundowns. I think Sundowns needed this for the game they're going to play versus Pirates, because I think they had switched off, or there was a semblance of switching off since they played in that semi-final with ES Tunis. Lastly, I think we're being unfair. And I mean it in the sense that Rulani takes a lot of shots in press conferences. Rulani says a lot of things. But it feels as though if you are not a Chiefs or a Sundowns or a Pirates coach, people tend to be harsh. We mentioned Umogen Mamila, and people were harsh on him. We're now mentioning Sid Ramovic, and people are harsh on him. If you remember correctly, he didn't even start this, right? So are we looking at these things through different classes for different coaches? I, for one, don't necessarily care too much about these things. And I think that it brought an exciting game to us, right? It gave us an exciting game. I don't want to go too political. I don't want to see all those things. But guys, let's be honest. Rulani has said a lot of things as well in his press conferences and his games and things like that, right? but we tend to treat the non-big coaches differently than the other guys. So for me, just keep it, if the coaches need this to give us good games, let it be this. I don't mind the emotions of the game. Oh, yes, lastly, I don't mind the emotions of the game, but where TS Galaxy lost it today was that there wasn't a grown-up on the bench. It's all boiling over. You have a history. You see how the game is panning out. You score. I don't mind them celebrating hard, but you needed somebody who was going to say, okay, guys, relax, deep breath. Can you please take a deep breath? Let's try keep it tight for the next 4 or 5 minutes. I think they lost it there. I think they got so excited that they thought they'd won the game in the 70th minute, and that is what hurt them, right? So again, I am for the emotions. I am for the playing hard. I am for the treating it like it's a final. But TS Galaxy, you have to learn that at some point, you have to calm down and see the game for what it is. And then on the other end, Mamelodi Sundowns, you can't just scroll through. You can't just again walk through matches half awake, right? We praise you guys because every single game you had given your all. You had given everything. But for the past few weeks, you'd switched off a little bit. And I hope that this is a wake-up call that's going to give us another amazing game when they play versus Orlando Pirates. Guys, we're going to break this down properly tomorrow. 7 o'clock, guys. If you have not followed, please follow. 7 o'clock, it's open. Everybody will be able to jump in and give their thoughts. And we'll break down the game a lot more better. As it stands, Mamelodi Sundowns are still invincible, still unbeaten in the league. 22 wins, 7 draws, no losses, for a grand total of 73 points. So they seem to be marching towards this invincibility with the one last game looming. And TS Galaxy is going to stay fourth with 43 points. Guys, it's been amazing. Thank you to everybody that commented. Thank you to those that jumped in. Thank you to St. Knox, MK, Uvelile, Kumo, Malume Kutso. Thank you. I'll see you guys then tomorrow at 7 p.m. Bye, guys.